Starmer hailed his three-day visit to China as a successful reset of Britain's relationship with China. London and Beijing seem to be looking for a more stable relationship centred on trade and cooperation on issues like climate change. And while the US is turning its back on green energy in favour of a new era of fossil fuel, China is racing ahead in electrification. So what can the UK learn from Beijing? Jan Rosenau is a professor of energy and climate policy at Oxford University and joins me now. Welcome. Who, aside from China, are leading in electrification?
Hello. Yes, China is indeed the world leader when it comes to electrification in terms of the sheer scale of how much electricity they are generating and have been adding to the system, but also in terms of how much renewable electricity they produce. There are other countries too, some of whom might be quite unlikely candidates, like Nepal, for example. 70% or so of their cars are now fully electric that are being sold. So when you start looking, you find that actually all around the world, there are little nuggets where electrification is already happening at a pretty significant speed.
The UK government this month offered more incentives for batteries and solar power to be installed on homes. But is it doing enough, and is it doing it fast enough?
It's a good step in the right direction. We're not doing it fast enough yet. When you look at some of the other European countries, Norway is now at almost 100% of all their cars that are being sold being fully electric. Sweden, Denmark also getting very close now. The UK has some catching up to do, but yeah, it's a good step to see also in the Warm Homes Plan that we now have support for people to install batteries, solar. That is support that is additional, wasn't there before. So that is very, very welcome indeed.
Now, energy is pretty clearly the major defining line in geopolitics at the moment. The three major petrostates, the US, Saudi Arabia and Russia, seem to be more and more aligned. Should the rest of the world be concerned? Are we going to have a petro v electric war?
I mean, I wouldn't be too concerned that there will be a return to the old system where we rely on more oil and gas consumption. I think that is going to be a blip, if anything. The direction of travel is pretty clear. And we see that since about 2016, the world invests more money every single year in clean energy. And the last year, the numbers just came in, it was more than double of what we invest in fossil fuel technologies. So we are already pivoting away quite significantly. And I would argue what we see in the US is really not representative of the world economy as a whole. So I think petrostates are really a thing of the past, and we're moving towards a new era where I think electrostates will dominate.
Jan Rosenau there, Professor of Energy and Climate Policy at Oxford University. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, in a break